The wail of police sirens sliced through the sleepy afternoon on Willow Lane, jarring the quiet suburb like a thunderclap. I stood on my front porch, a cardboard box in my hands, staring in disbelief as two officers marched toward me. Across the street, a woman with a sharp blonde bob and a face twisted with righteous fury pointed at me like I was a wanted criminal. "That's him," she bellowed, her voice shrill enough to wake the dead. "That's the thief I told you about. I saw him stealing that package." Her name was Linda, the HOA president I'd been warned about, and this was my official welcome to Pinewood Grove, me new home of exactly 1 week. I'm Ethan Carter, and I just moved into this picture-perfect neighborhood with its manicured lawns and cookie-cutter houses. The moment I signed the closing papers, my realtor gave me a pitying look and handed me a binder thicker than a phone book, stuffed with Pinewood Grove Homeowners Association rules. "Linda runs a tight ship," she'd said, her tone heavy with warning. "I figured I'd deal with it later. I mean, how bad can an HOA be? Spoiler alert, worse than I could have imagined." My second day here, while I was unpacking boxes in the driveway, I caught Linda watching me from across the street. Arms crossed, eyes narrowed. She didn't say a word, just stared like I was a weed in her pristine garden. By that afternoon, a typed notice was taped to my door, scolding me for Leah VYing personal belongings VY Seibel for too long. No signature, but I knew who it was. The neighborhood social media page was buzzing with reports of package thefts boxes vanishing from porches in broad daylight. Linda had declared herself the unofficial sheriff, posting daily security alerts and urging everyone to report suspicious indie VY duels. I'd skimmed the posts, never dreaming I'd be her next target. That fateful day, my phone pinged with a delivery notification, a set of custom coasters I'd ordered as a little housewarming treat. I stepped outside, spotted the package on my welcome mat, and bent down to grab it. That's when I heard a door slam. "Hey, stop right there." Linda's voice cut through the air like a knife. She stormed across the street, smartphone raised like she was filming a crime scene. "I've got you now," she sneered. I knew someone new was behind these thefts. I stood up, package in hand, utterly baffled. "This is my package," I said, keeping my voice calm. "I live here." She scoffed, her eyes glinting with triumph. "A likely story. I've been watching this house. The Thompsons live here, and you're not them." I took a deep breath, trying not to lose it. "The Thompsons moved out last month. I bought the house. My name's Ethan Carter." I turned the box to show her the label with my name and address. She didn't even glance at it. "Water. I'm calling the police," she snapped, backing away with her phone to her ear. "Yes, 911, I need officers now. I caught the package thief red-handed." Neighbors started poking their heads out, drawn by the commotion. Some lingered on their porches. Others crept closer, whispering. Linda was in her element, gesturing wildly as she gave the dispatcher a play-by-play of my crime. I stood there, clutching my coasters, wondering how my dream home had turned into a circus. "The police are coming," she announced to the growing crowd, her voice dripping with smug satisfaction. "Stay back, could be dangerous." She turned to an elderly couple nearby. "This is why we need VY Giants, Ed and Clara. This guy's been stealing our packages." "I'm not stealing anything," I said, loud enough for the crowd to hear, but careful not to sound like I was picking a fight. "This is my house. I just moved in. The package has my name on it." A few neighbors exchanged skeptical looks, but Linda's authority as HOA president seemed to squash any doubts. She was the queen bee, and I was the new guy nobody knew. When the police cruiser rolled up, lights flashing, Linda practically skipped over to meet them. Two officers stepped out, one tall and stern, the other shorter and calmer. Linda launched into her story, pointing at me like I was public enemy number one. "I've been tracking this for weeks," she said, oozing confidence. "Packages have been disappearing, and I caught him in the act. This isn't his house. I know everyone in this HOA." She thrust her phone at them. "I have photos of him taking the package." The tall officer turned to me, his hand hovering near his holster. "Sir, we've had a report you're taking packages that don't belong to you. Can I see some ID?" My heart pounded, but I kept my cool. "This is a misunderstanding," I said, reaching slowly for my wallet. I moved in last week. This package is mine. I handed over my driver's license. My name's Ethan Carter. This is my address. The Thompsons sold me the house. Linda butted in, her voice shrill. He could have a fake ID. The Thompsons have lived here for years. The shorter officer shot her a look. Ma'am, let us handle this. He studied my license, then glanced at the package. Can you show me the label? I held it out, my name and address clear as day. I also have the order confirmation on my phone. I added, and my doorbell camera recorded the delivery. Linda's face twitched, but she doubled down. That proves nothing. He fits the description I sent out last week. She swiped through her phone, pulling up an HOA email with a vague sketch of a suspicious male in dark clothing. I was wearing a navy hoodie, hardly a smoking gun. The tall officer's frown deepened. Sir, we're going to need you to come to the station to sort this out. My stomach dropped. Officers, please, I said, my voice steady but firm. Just check the package. It's got my name on it. The email confirmation matches, and the doorbell footage shows the delivery. The shorter officer stepped forward, inspecting the label closely. Let's see that email, he said. I pulled it up, the timestamp and details lining up perfectly. Then I opened my doorbell app and played the clip, the delivery driver dropping off the package, me picking it up minutes later. The officers exchanged a glance. The shorter one nodded. Everything checks out. The package is his. Linda's face turned beet red. That doesn't mean anything, she sputtered. He could have ordered it to cover up stealing others. He matches my description. The tall officer sighed, his patience wearing thin. Ma'am, what was this description? Linda puffed up. A man in dark clothing. Look at him. The officer's expressions shifted, their skepticism now aimed at her. Do you have any actual evidence this man stole anything? The shorter one asked. I'm the HOA president, Linda declared, as if that made her untouchable. The theft started when he moved in. That's no coincidence. Murmurs rippled through the crowd. An older man stepped forward, his voice gentle but firm. Linda, I think you're mistaken. I saw the MOVing trucks last week. The Thompsons told us they were selling. He turned to me with a kind smile. Sorry about this, son. Welcome to the neighborhood. Linda's composure cracked, her eyes blazing with humiliated rage. You're all falling for it, she shrieked. He's fooled you all. The tall officer cut her off. That's enough. You called us with what looks like a false report. The evidence shows this man lives here, and the package is his. Linda stammered, but the thefts, filing a false report is a serious offense, the officer snapped. So, is interfering with an investigation. Go home, or we'll have a different conversation. With a glare that could have set me on fire, Linda spun around and stormed back to her house, slamming the door so hard her porch wreath crashed to the ground. The officers apologized, promised to note the incident, and drove off. Neighbors swarmed me, introducing themselves and sharing their own Linda horror stories. I thought that was the end of it. I was wrong. 3 days later, a formal envelope appeared in my mailbox. It announced an emergency HOA meeting to address security concerns and public disturbances. The meeting was packed way more people than usual. Linda's BHVY, or was the hot topic. The board grilled her, and the vote was brutal. 6-1 to boot her as president for abusing her power and stirring up chaos. But the real bombshell dropped when the VYC president played security footage from a neighbor's camera. There, clear as day, was Linda sneaking onto porches, snatching packages when no one was home. 3 separate times. Gasps filled the room. She hadn't just accused me, been staging the thefts to push her own agenda. Turns out, she wanted the HOA to buy an overpriced security system from her brother-in-law's company. Her vigilance was a scam to scare everyone into compliance. The board didn't just remove her. They turned the footage over to the police. Linda faced federal mail theft charges up to 5 years in prison and fines that could hit $250,000. When the cops showed her the evidence, her smug facade crumbled. But I'm the HOA president, she whispered, her voice hollow. This is my neighborhood. Not anymore. The fallout was swift. Pinewood Grove felt lighter, like a storm had passed. Neighbors rallied around me. and I finally felt at home. But Linda's downfall left me wondering, how far would someone go for control? And how many Lindas are out there, hiding behind a title, stirring up trouble? What do you think? Did Linda get what she deserved? Or was she just a misguided busybody who went too far? Have you ever dealt with an HOA nightmare or a neighbor like this? Drop your stories below, hit that like button if this got your blood pumping, and subscribe for more real-life drama that'll keep you glued to your screen.